What is up, you guys? It's your boy M2K, and we're back with another Arsenal analysis video. Chelsea and Arsenal, first versus second, red versus blue, two London rivals that have had this heated rivalry competition for many, many years now. And I think it was a 1-1 is a pretty fair draw. And Chelsea are lucky not to obviously lose the game, considering they went down to 10 men. Arsenal didn't play their best, and to go to Stamford Bridge in the form that Chelsea are in right now, it's not easy, especially when they just beat Barcelona in the Champions League. And that being said, we're on good form as well. We beat North London rivals Tottenham in the derby. We beat Bayern Munich at home in the Champions League a couple of days ago. So you have two very, very, very informed teams right now playing against each other, and it's always going to be a heated game. And we had everything today. We had goals, we had yellow cards, we had red cards, we had controversial decisions, theatrical dive in, which I'll get into in a second. But it's crazy to me. It really is crazy, like how much some of these players were trying to get the other team sent off. And it kind of it's the reason why soccer has such a bad reputation with players going down and pretending to be injured. It's disgusting to see. It really is. And as an Arsenal fan, it happened both ways. It really, really did. And the Moises Caicedo challenge, I think it's a fair one. I really do think it's a fair red card. And I think him going down pretending to be injured before the referee made a decision to send him off, it's a tactical play. He knew he was going to go, and I think it was the right decision. I think Chelsea fans are going to agree that it was the right decision. It was a red card, and it's a shame that it happened to, their best player this season, Caicedo. But, when you go into when you go into a London derby and a game as big as this game is, temper's going to be high before the referee blows his first whistle. And I think we saw that from the second the game started. Both teams were up for it. Both teams were overly aggressive, and it cost Chelsea today. I mean, Chelsea had the momentum. They had some good chances in the first half, and they pinned Arsenal back. And, we were lucky not to concede in the first half. But with that being said, as an Arsenal fan, we had 11 players. We finished the game out with 11 players, and I was very disappointed we didn't take the opportunity to capitalize against Chelsea being down to 10 men and losing Moises Caicedo in the first minute. So what we're going to do, I'll run through the team lineups like I always do. I'll give you guys my verdict on the Chelsea players. We'll talk about some of the Arsenal players. And then, there's a lot to break down here. There's referees, there's players, there's, like I said, red cards to talk about. But we'll jump right into it right now. So, 1-1, I'll take it. Considering that game could have honestly gone either way. I think Chelsea will be more disappointed with the way the game went before losing Moises Caicedo. But when the game obviously progressed and they obviously lost their player, Arsenal should have done better to try and win the game. But we'll take a 1-1 draw. Not the best result. Moises Caicedo obviously getting a red card in the 38th minute. Is it a red card? Yeah, absolutely. He's come straight into Merino. His foot's high, he hits the ankle, and then he pretends to go down theatrically as if like he's the one that gets injured. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to be sent off. He knew that the referee was going to check the VAR, and he knew it was going to be a red card. And I think he just tried to play it off as much as he possibly can to try and avoid that call from the referee. But he gets his red card in the 38th minute, and then about 10 minutes later, they score, which sucks. It's from a corner as well. The set piece, Kings concede from a set piece. It's ironic, but it's annoying that we conceded from a corner. The Chalobah gets the goal. It's a good header, to be honest with you. It loops over everyone, and it hits the side netting, and, Chelsea take the lead. And then, second half comes, and then in the 59th minute, we see that Mikel Merino, our most prolific goal scorer right now this season. I think he has 4 goals this season, and all of them are from that striker position. So he gets our goal, and it's a great goal. It's an important goal that we needed. And he scores big goals in big games. That's what Merino does. And that's why I love him so much, because he's so reliable against the big teams. We'll go through the lineup. And I'll give you guys my verdict on who I think was player of the match, and obviously with the Arsenal players, with players that we're missing and so on. So we'll start off with Chelsea backline. Sanchez, man of the match, hands down. He saved Chelsea a couple of times in the both first and second half. He made an incredible save where he gets down. I think it's Martinelli that takes a shot, and Sanchez is stepping to his left, and he has to readjust his body, gets his hand down, saves the ball, and, prevents Arsenal from scoring. And then he does the same thing in the second half where Gyökeres then comes sliding in, and, that 50-50 challenge where he takes the ball, takes Sanchez, but it's a great save from Sanchez. So player of the match, Sanchez, yeah, I mean, you could arguably say that he saved Chelsea a couple of times. He was very, very good with collecting the ball from crosses, from corners. Arsenal didn't really have a chance, and you got to give Sanchez credit where credit is due. I thought Chelsea's backline was actually very, very good. Chalobah was, I think, fantastic. Same with Fofana. Gusto had a pretty good game, but Cucurella, he must be the most disliked soccer player out there, and I don't hate him. I think he's a good player. I just think he invites a lot of criticism because he plays a certain way where he is very unorthodox. He was all in Saka's face from the second that whistle went. Saka didn't have a slip, and he'd done a good job like keeping Saka at bay. I thought Saka had a pretty average game, to be honest with you, and it's because of Cucurella. But he did get a yellow card, and then I think as the game went on and on and on, he just kind of lost his head a little bit. So apart from Cucurella, I thought Chelsea's backline was absolutely fantastic. I think they defended very, very well. I thought Reece James was brilliant today. I thought if it wasn't going to be Sanchez who got man of the match, I thought Reece James would have been man of the match. I thought he was strong, he was precise, his passing, his distribution, his defending, his attacking. I thought James was absolutely incredible. And on his day, I mean, he's arguably the best right back in Europe. He really is. Like when he's in good form and he's not having injuries, I think him and Timber, you saw two of the best right backs playing against each other. Obviously, James playing in that sort of like number 6 hybrid role. And he did well. He did. Moises Caicedo, it was coming. It was. He had a couple of like challenges in the first half. And I said to myself, I watched the game and I said to myself, I'm like, he's going to get sent off. He had fouls after fouls after fouls, and he was getting away with it. The referee wasn't booking him. And then the one where Mikel Merino collects the ball and then he releases it, he's gone straight into Merino. His studs are high. He hits his ankle, and I'm like, he's off. He's done. Before I even saw the replay, and I'm like, that's a red card. And it's a correct decision. It really is. If that happened to an Arsenal player, I'd put my hand up and say, yeah, it's a red card. Caicedo gets sent off, and it's a unfortunate decision for a Chelsea fan, but it's the right decision. Pedro Neto, Fernandez, and Estadio, I think that's how you say his name. Nothing spectacular. Same with João Pedro. They didn't really do too much. I like João Pedro as a player. I liked him when he was at Brighton. I think he's a very, very good, talented player. He didn't do much today. The same with Pedro Neto. I like Pedro Neto as a player as well, but he didn't do much today. So I think overall, right decision, either Sanchez or James for Chelsea. They were those two were their best two players. But moving on to the Arsenal team, and I was very, very surprised that we're starting with no Saliba, no Gabriel. And we all know that Gabriel's injured and he's going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is unfortunate. I mean, arguably he is the best defender in the world right now. But to hear that Saliba was out, I saw the lineup and I don't know. I didn't have high expectations that we were going to defend well. So he picks up an injury in training yesterday. So steps in Mosquera and Hincapié. And I'm going to be very honest with you. They both played very, very well. A couple of shaky moments in the first half. Excuse me. A couple of shaky moments in the first half. But I thought Mosquera was phenomenal. I thought Hincapié had a very good game. He wasn't unfortunate to get a yellow card, but it's annoying that he did get a yellow card because it drops his rating down a little bit. But this is the first time that we've seen both Hincapié and Mosquera start together. I mean, we're missing our two best centre-backs. We're missing the two best centre-backs in Europe right now, the best partnership in the world in Saliba and Gabriel. But Mosquera and Hincapié coming to Stamford Bridge, and putting in the performance that they put in, I mean, they did a great job. They really, really did do a good job. Jury and Timber, fantastic. I mean, you can see why he is up there with, the best fullbacks in the world right now. He is absolutely flawless. He is strong. He is powerful. He is calm under pressure. And he is just, for me, the most complete fullback in the world right now. I thought Calafiori had a pretty good game. A couple of shaky moments. He ends up picking the yellow card, which is why I think Mikel Arteta subs him out and brings in Lewis Skelly. He didn't want to take the chance with the game being such high pressure to get him sent off. So probably a good decision. Zubimendi and Rice. I didn't think Zubimendi had the best game this season, or this game against Chelsea, but I think this was like his... maybe like a sort of a wake-up call to remind him that he's in the Premier League and not every game's going to be, sort of one of those like comfortable home games for Zubimendi where he's going to be able to control the tempo. I mean, this was probably one of the few games where he's had to be a little bit more defensive and patient. And I think he kind of got caught out a few times today. And it shows that his lack of pace gets him in trouble at times. He picks up a yellow card, which is a yellow card. And, I think he just struggles to really get into the game. He just struggles to set the tempo for Arsenal, and Chelsea did a good job shutting him out. Declan Rice, I thought, was fine. Again, not his best game, not his worst game. I think overall he did a fantastic job. He made two very, very good challenges throughout the entire game. I think one of them was either against Garnacho or Neto. And the other one might have been against... one of them was against Neto, and I think the second one was in the second half, and I can't remember who. It might have been Garnacho, but two very good, important challenges, Declan Rice. And it just shows like why he's our most important player. Eze, non-existent. He didn't do anything today, and I think it's frustrating because I love Eze, but in games like this, we miss Martin Odegaard. And I just don't think Eze really got into his rhythm today, and it's so frustrating that we needed a leader on the field who was able to kind of push us forward, especially when Chelsea went down to 10 men. And I was expecting more from Eze, and I just didn't get that. So kind of disappointed in Eze. Martinelli, again, nothing really spectacular from Martinelli either. He didn't do too much. Saka, I thought, had a pretty mid game. I think Cucurella did a pretty good job shutting him out. As the game went on, he sort of got more into the game, but I think shots were wasted, crosses were not finding their target. So you got to give credit to Chelsea. They did a very good job. And then Merino, he probably was our best player today. I mean, he got the crucial goal to tie the game up, and we looked like we had momentum, but he was defending. I saw him half the time. Like he was basically like in our own penalty area defending. And then 30 seconds later, I see him up front, and he is, creating chances and linking up play and just holding the ball up. And Merino, you got to give him credit because his work rate as a striker who is naturally a centre mid is phenomenal. We made our changes. We brought on Lewis Skelly for Calafiori. Martin Odegaard came on for Eze. Noni Madueke came on for Martinelli, and then Gyökeres came on with 15 minutes left to go, and no one really changed the game. I mean, it's good to see Martin Odegaard back. I mean, as soon as he came on, he looks a little bit more dominant in the middle of the field than Eze did, but he didn't do enough for me to... It's just an opportunity wasted. And I think that's kind of like the frustrating thing as an Arsenal fan right now. Like when you're at Stamford Bridge and you're in the form that you are in, and you're top of the league with 6 points clear, and you just beat Bayern Munich, and you just beat your North London rivals in Tottenham, and you go to Stamford Bridge, and you should have this like momentum to push and get the win. And I just didn't see that today. So very, very frustrating. But you got to give credit to Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea played very, very well. And I think if Moises Caicedo stayed on the field, it could have been a different outcome. Maybe the scores wouldn't have been 1-1. Maybe Arsenal would have maybe stepped up their game a little bit. Maybe Chelsea would have got an early goal and then kept the lead. I mean, it would have been a different game if the game finished with 11 players on each side. We'll look at the chart. I mean, the first half, the momentum was pretty much all with Chelsea. Then they get their goal in the second half. And then as soon as they get their goal, Arsenal finally woke up. And throughout the entire second half, I think we ended up like sort of dominating more of the ball, but we didn't really create chances. I mean, the expected goals were sort of favored to Arsenal, but nothing really came from it. Our two big chances were when Sanchez saved both the shots. So I just wanted to see more. But we'll talk about the yellow cards and red cards because I think that's the most yellow cards I've ever seen in a game, and that's crazy. How many yellow cards? I mean, Zubimendi picked one up in the first 5 minutes. Cucurella in 11 minutes. Mosquera 13. Calafiori 27th. Hincapié 41. Miles Lewis-Skelly 54. Gyökeres 88. I mean, as far as players being disciplined, I don't think there was any disciplined players today. And it just goes to show like how high intense this game was from the minute the referee blew his whistle until the minute the game ended. And it looks like both teams were a little bit afraid to directly attack the other team because they didn't want to be caught out in the back. But I think 1-1 is a fair result. I really do think it's a fair result. Let's take a look at the league table and see, you know, the next fixtures that are coming up for Arsenal, because I think we had 3 very, very tough fixtures in Tottenham, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea. So the fact that we were able to get 7 points out of 9, I think is a fantastic achievement. I'm happy with that. I will take that. So let's look at the league table and see where we're at. So Arsenal currently first, played 13, won 9, drawn 3, lost 1, 30 points. And then with Man City winning yesterday as well, Phil Foden will get in them the 90th minute goal, sees them in second place, which, you know, the Premier League title race is absolutely on. You have Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Man United are slowly starting to sneak up there. Aston Villa are tied with Chelsea on points. It's going to be tough. It really is going to be tough. I mean, we have a 5-point lead ahead of Chelsea, Man City right now. And if we're able to keep this momentum going, if we're able to keep seeing games out and dominating these teams and, you know, scoring goals, and with, you know, Martin Odegaard being back, Gyökeres being back, Madueke coming back as well, with Gabriel Jesus is back now as well, with, you know, Arsenal starting to get their players fully recovered and back in the starting 11, it's going to be a very, very tough time for other teams to catch up to Arsenal. So we'll look at our fixtures and see. So lineup, facts, head to head. How do I see Arsenal's next fixtures? So Arsenal, okay, here we go, fixtures. Okay, so we just played Chelsea. So next game will be the Premier League against Brentford. We'll be at home, which I'm pretty comfortable that we will get a win. This one's going to be a tough one. Aston Villa are away. I think Aston Villa are in fantastic form right now. Like I said, they're in the top 4. They're pushing for that sort of Champions League spot as well. They're the same level of points as Chelsea. Aston Villa is going to be a tough one. And then we're back in the Champions League away to Club Brugge. At home at Wolves, which I'm pretty sure that we will win. Away to Everton, Crystal Palace, and Brighton. So I think as far as like Arsenal fixtures, we're in a pretty good spot considering we just got our 3 toughest games out of the way in Tottenham, Bayern, and Chelsea. We just got to keep this momentum going. And with players coming back, like I said, and with the way that we're playing and how disciplined Arsenal are with sort of our structure and not conceding goals, we should be able to see the rest of the month out with our busy schedule coming into Christmas, with pretty much all wins throughout the boards. But that's my thoughts on the Arsenal analysis. Again, frustrating that we didn't get the win, but, you know, I'll take a point. I really, really will take a point against Chelsea, who are in fantastic form. Credit to them where credit's due. Thank you guys for the love and support on the channel. If you guys do like the content and you guys do want to see more, do your boy a favor, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. It helps me out a lot and it encourages me and motivates me to keep doing videos like this for you guys. So with that being said, you guys have a good weekend. Thank you guys again for the love and support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.